Hi, my name is Larry Newman. I'm an attorney. I'm located in Ithaca, New York. My practice focuses in two main areas: personal injury cases and DWI cases. Today I'd like to talk to you about one of the biggest mistakes that people make after they get a DWI arrest. They start calling their friends and family, which is wonderful in some aspect because then they get support and they get some comfort out of it. But what they don't realize is that they really shouldn't compare apples and oranges. There's three main areas that you have to think about when you have a DWI case. And they start out very easy, just like real estate. First area, location, location, location. Where were you arrested? What city, town, village were you arrested? What county was it in? And what state was it in? I can tell you, I'm licensed in a bunch of different states, but New Jersey treats first and second DWIs as traffic offenses, traffic violations. They're not even crimes. New York State, a first-time DWI is a crime. It's a misdemeanor. A second DWI in New York State within 10 years is a felony. It's the highest level of crime in the country. So just looking at it from state to state, now we have to look at it county to county. Some counties have policies. Other counties don't have the same policies. Some judges are different than other judges. Some prosecutors are different than other prosecutors. We're dealing not just with courts and the laws of the state of New York, we're also dealing with personalities and people and their biases and their prejudices. And we need to know who we're dealing with and where we're dealing with it. So that's number one. Number two, your DWI is specific upon your case. Did you take a breath test? Did you take a blood test? Did you take no test at all? Is this merely a common law DWI? Is it just a .08 DWI? Is it .18 DWI? Do we have bad driving in a DWI? Do you have no bad driving in your DWI? Those can make a big difference. And the laws specific to New York are different than the laws for New Jersey or Indiana or any other state. And the third and last thing that you have to think about is when you're talking to somebody else about your DWI arrest, are you comparing it with someone that got arrested 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago? The laws are constantly changing. And the person that got punished for a DWI 2 years ago in New York State is going to have different punishments than they are now. Since 2010, we now have an ignition interlock device. It's mandatory for all DWI cases. 2 years ago, it wasn't mandatory. So these things, just like everything else, change. Dynamics change. And the fees and the fines and the surcharges, everything is constantly changing. Things are not getting simpler. Things are getting more complicated. If you have any questions, this is what I do. I answer questions. You can give me a call. You can shoot me an email. I'd be more than happy to answer yours.